guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, so guess what? I'm doing laundry again. Yeah, that's what I always do, y'all know. It's late at night. But I want to bring something to you that's a little controversial, okay? And so this happened over on Insta because it doesn't come over to YouTube. And I don't know why. But Miss Katie made a post, and there's a couple of comments on it, and I just want to read those to you. I am not a professional in this, and I am not qualified to say anything about this one, and I do not know anything about this one. So I'm going to kind of leave this one up to y'all, and I'm going to let you get down there in my comment section, and y'all tell me how you feel, and you tell me what you want me to know, okay? Because I don't have any clue. I'm being honest with you. I'm just bringing Insta to you, like I say I'm going to do, okay? And yeah, I'm still here, but we're going to do this, okay? But I want to play you something first, okay? I get a kick out of it. You may not get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it. You ready to hear this? Okay.
Tay-Tay, 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 Tay-Tay.
I need to make that my intro, don't I? Because I'm like, I call her Miss Katie. So her coming up with Tay-Tay, and the video I got this off of, it starts out with a whole bunch of pictures of Taylor Swift, you know, and Taylor Swift is America's sweetheart, and Miss Katie doesn't like that, right? She doesn't believe in America's sweetheart. So that's why I had to play it for you. You're welcome. You know I do special things over here. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right into this, and like I said, y'all are going to be the professionals on this one, not me. All right, let's go. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's PR battle over their friendship continues. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's battle of the PR continues. Yesterday, a source connected to Taylor told ET that she wanted nothing to do with Blake's legal battle. Instead, Taylor wants to focus on her own life, relationship, and time off from touring. Taylor's source made clear that she was over Blake. Naturally, Blake's rep had to tell people that Swift finally forgave her for calling her a dragon. Now they are besties. So, question is, was she forgiven, or are they besties? Are forgiven and besties, or is she over Blake? That's my question. That kind of confused me, but that's not the point of this. In pure love bombing form, people reminded us that Blake made Taylor a godmother of her children. Is the godmother in name only? Because I can't recall Blake or Ryan ever going to church. Blake also found Justin Baldoni's connection with Faith, quote-unquote, creepy. This is the part that I know nothing about. I absolutely nothing about, and I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about it. Y'all probably know a lot more than me. I want to know the church where the kids were baptized. Blake was raised Baptist. The Baptist church does not formally have godparents. Blake is not Catholic, Lutheran, Jewish, Anglican, and Episcopal. These are put up on this screen for a reason. It's because Janet can't read half the time. My Texas tongue gets twisted. Words don't come out, and we all know this, and we're not going to pretend like we don't. Okay? I give. Miss Katie can say these words. I can't. Ryan Reynolds was raised Catholic. In order for a non-Catholic to marry a Catholic in the church, they generally have to convert, or they have to agree to raise the kids Catholic. They weren't married in the church. They got married on a slave plantation. I officially call BS if there was ever a baptism for the kids. I was born into the Catholic Church and went through all the sacraments through communion. If her kids were baptized, it would have been a huge event. Also, none of the kids have gone through their First Communion. First Communion is one of the biggest sacraments for young children in the church. First Communion is like a wedding for young girls in the Catholic Church. The day is so special for the kids, and there is always a big party after for family. Also, having the same godmother for all the kids is just a way for Blake to force Taylor to be her friend for life. Blake has sisters that were not given the honor. For reference, my godmother is my maternal aunt, and my godfather is my paternal uncle that passed away from the C word. My brother had different godparents. Anyway, Taylor isn't Blake's friend, and People article is all propaganda. So see, I got confused a couple of times whenever it came to the article, and if they are friends or if they aren't friends, and the whole thing if, Taylor is forced to be in Blake's life now as a godmother. I don't know details like that, okay? I'm not even going to pretend that I do. The religious post is something that Miss Kitey doesn't usually do, so that's why I'm here. Okay, let's continue in the comment section. I'm Orthodox. For godparents, we choose people who are our friends for many years, and each friend is godparent to one child, not the same person for 3 children of the same family. She either doesn't have friends, or obviously she wanted to tie down Swift. We sometimes choose family, but the majority chooses longtime friends. Lutheran raised here, same thing. Blake Lively wanted to cling onto her. Without a crystal ball, same. I grew up very Catholic, and no one I knew had a sibling with the same godparents. Don't know. Okay, on we go. I've been saying this everywhere because apparently Taylor Swift is everybody's godmother, and I don't understand it because none of these people are religious. What do they think godparents are? Do they think they're fairy godmothers from like Cinderella and they're just going to bring the kids address and slippers? Miss Kitey, none of them are religious at all. I left the Catholic Church, but as a former Catholic, I'm offended by Blake pretending that her kids were baptized. Exactly that. Godmothers are good for gifts, money, and so on. Miss Kitey, always got great presents from my godfather. $50 for my birthday, a small fortune in the 80s and 90s. There you go. I couldn't find anything else that she really replied to, so I'm leaving it kind of at that. But that's what she is discussing over there on her Insta, and y'all get down there in my comment section, and y'all just let me know what you think, what you feel, what's going on, because I try to bring you interesting things that you can't automatically see over here on YouTube, because I know she keeps it separate. And I don't understand that. Just me, myself, my opinion. I don't understand that because she covers sister wives, and there's a religion there, and so I personally don't know like a lot of personal things about Miss Kitey, and there's people on here that watched Miss Kitey and know a lot more about Miss Kitey than I do. So whenever when she's talking about being Catholic and things like that, I didn't know the personal information that she put out there about her godparents. I personally didn't know that, but I know there are people that have been around Miss Kitey's place on YouTube a lot longer than me. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know who her godparents are? I don't. Is this new information to you, or is this just something she's putting out there? I don't know information like that. That's why I'm saying I can't give you my opinion on it. But okay, y'all may not care, and if you do not care, I'm just putting it there. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Something different. And it's not the same old boring court papers, okay? That's the way I look at it. But I want to hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this. And remember to smile today, or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. Yes, and in one of my posts, I got very agitated, and I normally don't get agitated, and I had to walk myself backwards and reintroduce myself to who I am, because I needed to calm myself down in that one a lot more than what I did. Okay, I understand that, and Jordan set me straight. Jordan set me straight. That video went bye-bye. He told me off. So I don't have to have anybody else put me in place. He puts me in place every single day. I can't. I get over there and I start talking about Miss Anne Boleyn, and you have to have a strong head on you to cover her, and you have to have a strong head on you to cover Miss Kitey. And if I don't have a strong head either way, Mr. Jordan does. So I want y'all to go ahead. I'm done rambling, okay? I ramble a lot. We know this. We're not going to say anything else about it, okay? But I want y'all to make sure you have a good one for me.